The crypto golden age will end the 4-year cycle. And listen, guys, nothing here is financial advice, and nothing's guaranteed. Even the 4-year cycle is not guaranteed. But one thing I will say is, if there's a cycle which we break that 4-year cycle, it would have to be this one, right? With what's going on and everything going on in the crypto market. Now, in this video, I'm going to give you my reasons on this possibility, which is a possibility we need to have an open mind to, despite the market coming down, and despite all these nerds, which I'm a nerd, telling you that the 4-year cycle is in play and we're going to top out, September, October, November, which is like everyone is saying that. And most likely we're going to take off during that time and have a pullback because of that psychological reasoning, right? That the 4-year cycle ends technically, it's mid-September, right? The 500 day from after the halving is mid-September. But then there's the other one where it's like we topped out 3 to 4 months after August on the August of the halving, the 4th year, which that would bring us to either November or December, 3 to 4 months. So, I'm leaning more towards that November, December. If the 4-year cycle is in play, we top out during this November, December, I would say that it has played out. But let's play devil advocate here, right? Let's think about, okay, what if we break that 4-year cycle? What are the reasons for us breaking that 4-year cycle? Is it possible? And I do believe there's a possibility that we can. And we can enter this, the golden age, like Trump has said. And honestly, I know the market's coming down. I know there's conflict. It's not just based on conflict. It's based on the job market. And guys, how many times do these bears, every single pullback, they're calling the bear market, right? The one where we went to 49K. And the one where we went to 74K. And then 98K. It's like, fool me once, fool me twice. But these guys just don't learn their lesson. Every single pullback, these guys are calling the bear market. We put in the higher low and then we go back up. So, I don't believe we're going towards the bear market right here. I believe this is a big pullback, filling in that CME gap. And we could drop as low as 106, 109, to be honest. So, talking about the crypto golden age or the super cycle, whatever you want to call it. If you actually, I just thought about it, right? Like, if you actually have some logic, what would the elites do in this situation? If you were the elites. Because when you think about it, okay, everyone is calling the top Q4 this year, 2025. Well, if I were the elites, right, I would make it seem like that would be the top with a pullback, right, bringing down the market, and then I would buy all of it and pump it into oblivion, right, going into 2026. That is a possibility that can happen. And a lot of people FOMO back in, thinking, oh yeah, this is the super cycle, when they FOMO back in when we're already way up higher. And then the bear market starts sometime in 2026. That is a possibility. In my opinion, that's a realistic possibility, because a lot of times is, people FOMO back in. And this is something you should not do. Once you guys sell, don't FOMO back in. Because what can happen is you FOMO back in at higher prices, so you already lost out. And then you're down, right? Because the market starts to dump. The top is basically in. So when you take those profits, make sure you're certain on that time period. You can ladder out, ladder in. Obviously ladder out, for when you're selling. But that is a possibility that I thought, okay, if I were the elites, that would be a possibility that I would do here to pump my bags further, buy all the selling happening during that pullback for that 4-year cycle possibility, right? And you're going to be buying all the nerds that are selling because of the 4-year cycle. And then they'll FOMO back in, and then you dump it on them. So that's what I thought. And another thing too regarding the 4-year cycle being broken for this crypto golden age is the Samuel Benner chart. And you guys know this chart is that famous chart. You can search it up. The best periods to sell and buy. And it dates back to the 1800s, and it's actually been super accurate from the 70s, the 80s, 2008, the dot-com bubble crash, even 2019, having a pandemic, it has it right there. So this has been a really accurate chart from this guy, Samuel Benner. And when you look at it, it shows 2026 periods of high prices and best time to sell. So according to this, it would show that 2026 is going to be a year of high prices and the best times to sell, possibly being the top of the bull market. So that's another correlation right there regarding that chart, which has been, again, you got to take it seriously, because 2008, it got right on it, right? The dot-com bubble crashed as well, and during inflation during the 80s as well too, and 2019. So it's been pretty accurate, to be honest. So we have all these all these things playing out, and one of the things too that no one mentions is the fact that we broke all-time highs before the halving. And a lot of people are like, yeah, this is a different cycle, and it is. And when that happened, I told you guys, when that happened, I made videos and I said the fact that we broke the all-time high before the halving just kind of shows me that this might be the year, well, the cycle that we break this cycle, the 4-year cycle, and this is a longer bull market than usual, but with less explosion. That's what we've been witnessing. Yes, Bitcoin has been exploding, but altcoins hasn't been exploding as much. But I do believe it will in the end, which could even be in Q4 of this year or 2026. It would make a lot of sense, right? We also have Trump eagerly wanting to drop interest rates, and that's another thing too. The delay of the interest rate drops plays a key factor in this too, guys. Powell delaying the interest rate drops, it kind of delays altcoin season, because we know when the interest rate drops, there's going to be much more liquidity, much more, we're going to be entering quantitative easing, and we always top out in quantitative easing. Now the question is, a lot of people are like, oh, as soon as the rates drops, as soon as we get quantitative easing, the top is in. No. If you look back in 2021 when we had the stimulus checks and quantitative easing, it took a couple months. So don't listen to these guys that are like, oh, as soon as it happens, the top is in. When we have it, it's going to take a couple months before we top out, in my opinion. So is it possible, guys? Is it something that we should keep an open-minded to and not make fun of these, the people saying the super cycle or the crypto golden age? Yes, it is possible. It is possible. And honestly, I will still be taking up big profits this Q4, especially if we go up. But depending on the situation where we are in altcoins and Bitcoin too, I might leave a good amount into 2026. But Q2 2026, I'm going to be fully out. Again, I'm going to still be making crypto content. I'm going to still be active, live streaming, trading, because I'm a trader at heart. So I'm going to still be trading. But I'm planning, especially if we get some crazy high record prices in 2026, and it really is the high price year, right, according to Benner's chart, I'll be looking to get out of 2026 by Q2. Okay? So that's my plan, and I'm going to keep you guys up to date on it. But it is a possibility that this crypto golden age, which will be unleashed by Trump, and by the way, I feel my prediction is that Trump will come out with an art of the deal for a big peace agreement, right? A big peace deal with Russia or Ukraine, and that will explode the markets. That also coming up is the tariff stimulus checks, basically, right? The tariff rebates, whatever it's called. He's looking to do that too, because he wants, if he can't force Powell to drop the rates, he's going to do whatever he can to get quantitative easing out there, because we have the midterms too, so they want to look good for the midterms, and I believe quantitative easing is going to be a big part of that. And that's what's kind of been delaying altcoin season in this market, and kind of making it slower and less explosive, longer but less explosive. So I'm bullish. We'll be looking. I'll keep you guys up to date. Nothing's a guarantee, not even the 4-year cycle, but I'll keep you guys up to date with my opinion. Like, comment, and follow for more. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.